Have you ever thought about where your produce comes from? Most grocery chains receive produce from various local and national farmers. In fact, there are about 3.4 million farmers in the United States today. But of that staggering number, only 45,000 are Black farmers. At the Better Buggy, we are a proud group of Atlanta-based Black-owned farmers, selling produce locally and nationwide. Our easy-to-navigate online platform makes it easy for you to make a one-time purchase or to simplify your life by subscribing to our weekly produce box. Whichever frequency you choose, you can order with confidence, knowing you'll receive 100% organic farm-fresh produce. If you're looking for a thoughtful gift for a loved one that they'd actually find useful, be sure to pop by our online store where you can snag a gift card your recipient can use to order their own produce and t-shirts. Ready to start supporting local Black-owned farms and making healthier food decisions? Visit thebetterbuggy.com now to start shopping.
Ladies and gentlemen, there are so many Black men that have been killed in police custody. You can barely keep up. This is just ridiculous. And it's just straight up slaughter. So this is Al Jazeera, ladies and gentlemen, and they came out with this story on May 28th, 2021. 3 U.S. officers charged in the death of Black man in police custody. So his name was Manuel Ellis. He was 33 years old. And he was restrained by the neck, and a cop put a stun gun in his chest and fired it, and it just killed him. 2 police officers were charged with the murder, and a third with manslaughter in the death of Manuel Ellis, a Black man who was shot with a stun gun, beaten, and restrained by the neck during a 2020 confrontation. So they said this happened in March of 2020, March 3rd, 2020. Officers Christopher Burbank and Matthew Collins were charged on Thursday of second-degree murder of Ellis' death on March 3rd, 2020 in Tacoma, Washington State. A third officer, Timothy Rankin, he was charged with first-degree manslaughter. All 3 Tacoma police officers pleaded not guilty in separate appearances before Pierce County Superior Court Judge Michael E. Swartz on Friday, according to local reports. The charges were issued by Washington State Attorney General, who was appointed by Governor Jay Inslee to oversee the case after Pierce County prosecuting attorney citing a conflict of interest. The case marks the first time Washington State Attorney General office was criminally charged police officers for unlawful use of deadly force. This year, I signed more than 12 bills creating the most comprehensive police accountability laws in the nation. It was my fervent hope that we could avoid future incidents and deaths, Inslee said in a written statement. Witnesses say Ellis, 33, known as Manny by his friends, was walking home from a 7-Eleven convenience store with water and a box of donuts when Burbank knocked him to the ground with the door of his squad car, then tackled and beat him. He's a nice kid, the shop clerk told the prosecutors. Really respectful kid. Always says hi. According to the prosecution, on Ellis' walk home from the 7-Eleven at around 11:20 p.m., he was confronted by Burbanks and Collins in a police car. 2 witnesses testified after a few minutes of casual conversation, Ellis began walking away from the police officers, but the officers abruptly swung open the passenger door of the car, striking Ellis from behind and knocking him to his knees. The video footage taken by witnesses show Collins restraining Ellis by the neck, and Burbank fires a stun gun into Ellis' chest. So Rickine, he was the one that arrived at the scene shortly after that. This is the third officer. He began applying pressure until he was almost like in a seated position atop Ellis. He was on his back, the prosecution alleges. All three held Ellis to the ground, handcuffed him as he was calling out, "I can't breathe." Prosecutors said in their statement he was declared dead at the scene, they said. Slaughtered him for what? Okay, so what were you bothering him for? He walked out of a convenience store. There was no crime going on. See, you know what it was? They were able to catch a black guy by himself. That's what this was. And did whatever they wanted to him. Pierce County medical examiner found Ellis, who had methamphetamines in his system. So what? So how come y'all don't be telling us which person got opioids in their system? You conveniently never talk about that. I don't care what he had in his system. When he was walking home from the 7-Eleven, he wasn't bothering anybody. He didn't commit a crime. Okay, so he died from a lack of oxygen due to the restraint by officers. Ellis' death set off protests in Tacoma. Activists who said it marked the latest case of police brutality, a police legacy against Black men. It also comes as the nation commemorates the first anniversary of the death of George Floyd, a Black man who was suffocated under the knee of Derek Chauvin, a white officer. And Floyd pled, for his life, said he couldn't breathe multiple times. So we all know what happened. Floyd's death sparked a nationwide protest against police legacy of killing Black men, and a jury found him guilty of murder. So, ladies and gentlemen, here's one more death we're hearing well over a year later, and come to find out they suffocated this man to death. Manuel Ellis, Manny. Please tell me what you think. This is so sick. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.